This is Seborga, a tiny 14 square kilometer town of just over 300 people, tucked away in the Liguria region of Italy. From the outside, it looks like any other ancient European village. But if you look a little closer, it has its own currency. It has its own elected head of state, a prince. And believe it or not, it even has its own border guards, because officially, according to the people here, Seborga is not Italy. This isn't just a quirky local tradition, it's a living, breathing geopolitical dispute based on a 1,000-year-old clerical error, and it perfectly illustrates the most important concept in statehood: the difference between de jure and de facto sovereignty. To understand Seborga, we must first look at the map. This town sits high in the hills, historically a strategic stronghold. In 954 AD, it was established as a sovereign feudal principality. For centuries, it operated as an independent entity. This is the foundation of their de jure claim, the state of things according to law. But the real question is, when did that law change? The short answer is, never. Seborga was owned by a Benedictine abbey until 1729, when the church sold the territory to the Kingdom of Sardinia. But the legal documentation of this sale was either never properly registered or, more critically, was not included in the crucial treaties that decided the fate of Europe. The fate of European nations was essentially sealed by two major historical moments. First, the Peace of Westphalia, 1648. This defined the concept of modern state sovereignty, the foundational law of our maps. Second, the Congress of Vienna, 1815. This redrew the map of Europe after the Napoleonic Wars, consolidating fragmented territories into the nations we recognize today. The key factor, when the Kingdom of Sardinia was absorbed into the newly unified Kingdom of Italy in 1861, Seborga was never explicitly mentioned in the Act of Unification. Because the 1729 sale was never registered, Seborga argues that the principality was excluded from the two treaties that established modern Italy. Therefore, its independence was never legally extinguished. It's an administrative error that Italy, for constitutional reasons we'll get to, has never officially fixed. Seborga is not just a historical footnote, it's, a modern cultural phenomenon. This factor centers on the unique economic and social life of the town. They have their own currency, the Luigino, which is non-convertible but sold to tourists as a collectible, making it a clever, self-sustaining economic model. They elect a prince or princess who acts as the symbolic head of state, responsible for promoting the principality's image and managing its tourism. The economy here is largely driven by this micronation myth, attracting tourists who want to stamp their passport and purchase the local Luigino. It's a brilliant example of how a de jure argument can create a de facto economic reality, enriching the local population. If Seborga claims sovereignty, why doesn't Italy simply shut it down? This is the fourth and most intriguing factor: tolerance. Italy exercises de facto control. It provides municipal services, the residents pay Italian taxes, and they vote in Italian elections. But Italy has never legally challenged the de jure claim in an international court. Why? It's far more costly and complicated for a nation-state to officially prove that a 1,000-year-old claim is invalid than it is to simply ignore it. The constitutional cost. Challenging Seborga's claim could set a dangerous legal precedent, potentially inviting similar historical claims from other territories in Italy. It's simply easier for the Italian government to let the people of Seborga play prince and princess. This is the silent negotiation of sovereignty. Italy gets the land and the taxes, and Seborga gets its identity and its tourists. The story of Seborga is, honestly, a masterclass in geographical persistence. It's a town that exists because of what wasn't written in a treaty over 200 years ago. It teaches us that statehood isn't just about armies and borders, but about paperwork, loopholes, and, critically, the will of the people. As long as the people of Seborga continue to elect their prince and mint their Luigino, their claim to be the accidental city will continue to endure. Hey, since you have made it here, why not consider subscribing? It supports the channel and you can get more fun geo-facts at the same time. You can also click on this video here, where I explain the 5 factors behind Rwanda's economic miracle. Thanks for watching.